Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cookie Crumb Fun. I'm Claire, I'm the homeschool mom of 7, and we eat the Trim Healthy Mama way. Today is going to be a Trim Healthy Mama video, part 2 of things that the Lord opened my eyes to in our eating through the fuel cycle. So stay tuned and see part 2 and what I'm going to share with you today. So if you missed last week's video, I shared a little bit of what I learned about the way I eat with the different food types on Trim Healthy Mama, okay? If you're unfamiliar with Trim Healthy Mama, it is a way of eating that a couple of sisters put together that you separating your carbs and your fats in your foods, and you're not combining your fuels. And you're letting your body burn off the fats and the carbs rather than storing them, you know? So it is a very healthy way of eating, but I fell into many of the traps that many ladies do on Trim Healthy Mama after eating this way for a long time. I fell into so many traps. I convinced myself that all these foods that are not a part of Trim Healthy Mama were okay, and I sabotaged myself completely, and I gained my weight back. And I blamed a lot of different things. Yes, circumstances have a lot of influence on the way we eat. And it did on me. I went through a lot of stress and a lot of sadness and depression when we first moved here. But, you know, it's been almost 3.5 years. I was thinking about that this morning. And I can't blame that anymore, because even though those feelings are still there, I have my moments of sadness and, you know, I wish we weren't here, I wish we were in New York, I miss my family, I have no friends, blah, blah, blah. That sort of thing, you know, like physical people here. That I can't blame that, you know, and God's like, hey Claire, stop feeling this way. I'm here, I will take care of you. So I've decided to take that off my back, that burden. I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. I'm tired of blaming where I live, you know, my circumstances for gaining weight. And so I did a fuel cycle, and I learned a lot about how I eat and my habits, my bad habits. And there are a lot of things I want to switch with my family, but it's really hard because it's so easy to feed my children the foods that they already eat. It's so easy. And when we moved here, I broke a lot of my food rules. This is probably a whole nother video, the way I feed my children. I probably should do that. Just so that you see where I'm coming from. There's probably many of you out there that are the same, like, oh, Claire, I do that too. So I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to go into telling you the things I'm going to change. Last week I talked about what I learned about Deep S, Ease, and fuel pulls. I'm amazed what I learned during a fuel cycle, how your eyes are opened up to what you eat. And it being, how long has it been? Has it been like 2 weeks, right? Since my fuel, no, a week. Something like that. 2 weeks maybe? I can't remember now. The last day of my fuel cycle was the second Sunday in February, whenever it was. I can't even remember now, the 8th, the 9th, something like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But since then, I've fallen back into a lot of, now I haven't cheated, I haven't eaten off plan, but I have fallen back into unhealthy habits, if that makes sense, where I am not eating as many vegetables. I'm wanting more convenience foods. I'm realizing that I relied a lot on leftovers. And I haven't had leftovers in the house for a couple of weeks now because everybody's eating everything. And I need to make lunch. I need to make breakfast. And I'm sitting there going, the fuel cycle got me to eat. It made me, it made me think, if I miss eating, this is going to mess things up. If I don't eat lunch in 3 hours, I'm going to mess things up, you know? I got my brain and I got in a habit of eating on schedule. Whereas now, I'll still eat on plan, but I'm going to eat 5 hours instead of 3.5, 4 hours, you know, past my time. And that is what's going to hurt me. So I need to get past that. I need to realize that I need to stop waiting and just do it. I really do need to start doing a food prep day, not necessarily a freezer, because I cannot stand eggs frozen. And I've done it before. I've made casseroles and I've frozen them and put them in individual baggies and then thawed them out in the microwave, and they're just a big watery mess. I could squeeze out the water from it, you know, and I'm like, I don't want to eat this. It's not, you lose your appetite. So I need like non-egg things. I need something I could put in the fridge for like, that'll be okay for a couple of days. So I think that's what I need to do. Like Sunday night, I need to make like a casserole and like half of one. So I have like breakfast for a couple of days, you know, and make some pancakes and have them in the fridge, not the freezer, for a couple of days. I'm going to work on that. If you got any suggestions for recipes that good in the fridge for a few days for breakfast and lunches, let me know. So I'm going to tell you what I learned and what I'm going to change in the way I eat. I'm going to cut back on a lot of dairy. That's the first thing that I've noticed mostly. I have had dairy the last couple of weeks since my fuel cycle, and I notice how the redness in my face has come back. And I don't like it. I'm looking at myself. Now I realize, you know, you get out of the shower, you just wash your face, you know, the heat, the blood's rushing to your skin, it's hot, you know, and well, not hot, it's red. And so I wait for it to calm down and I look and see what the real red is, and it's still there. It's not as bad as it used to be because I've cut back so much. But unless, you know, for real medical reasons, I think it's going to be really hard for me to cut back completely. I just want to cut back a lot, and I really have so far. I mean, I'm not putting half and half in my coffee anymore. I'm still enjoying my coffee. If you have a great on-plan homemade coffee creamer that is dairy-free recipe, please let me know what it is. I would love to, and I'm sure there's other people watching this that would love to know what it is. But I've cut back a lot on dairy. Cheese is kind of hard. The milk part's not hard. It's the cheese and the cream cheeses. Like I made the lazy lasagna. That's full of cheese. It's got cream cheese in it. It has cottage cheese in it. So it's going to be hard. But I'm going to try. I have tried. I've done really well, but I can see that little bits, it's causing my redness to come back. All right. Now I need to bake more desserts to have on hand. I really do. I need to make, like those in the freezer aren't bad. Like I mentioned the eggs. I don't like that watery squeezy. It's like a sponge. I don't like it. But desserts, if I made some cupcakes, if I made some unplanned treats that I could keep in the freezer individually packed, you know, sized. So that's what I noticed that I need. I noticed that not during my fuel cycle, but I noticed that after my fuel cycle too, because I had made treats and I'm like, I don't have anything else. Like those superfood chews, they're so simple and easy, and they're fuel pulls. You can have them with all your meals. And I need to make more of those. I need to like double the recipe. So I also realized I need to make my own condiments. If I went to making my own syrup, my own peanut butter, the peanut chunky butter, the more Slim Belly jellies, when I do that, everybody loves it. So I need to do that more. The children love putting it on their pancakes. I need to look into trying to make my own ketchup. Ranch. I know there are recipes in the books for all of this stuff, and I made the ketchup before and I didn't even like it, but maybe now I will because it was a few years ago. I think we lived in New York when I made it. And I also need to try that Rhonda's Ranch. I still haven't made that yet. I was going to make it this last week. I had all my ingredients out and I was missing one ingredient, and I'm like, I know I need something. I know I need that. So that's going to have to wait probably till this week because I think I bought it last night at the store. But I really do need to start making my own condiments. My own dressings, so that when we have salad, I have a healthy dressing to put on top instead of store-bought stuff. I did notice I need to eat more veggies at lunch. Now, I don't have a problem putting veggies at dinner like I mentioned last week. You know, we always have some sort of side dish, salad or whatever. And breakfast, it's really easy to throw in something, some spinach or peppers with your eggs. So I'm good there. Or if I have E, there's vegetables that you can have with E's and fuel pulls also. But lunchtime, like I mentioned, I relied on leftovers. So what I need to do is have that food prep day where I make the breakfast. I need to chop up some vegetables to have. Even if it's just peppers, you know, on the side. I need to do something. And I need to eat more at lunchtime. I need to create a snack list to help keep me on plan. I trained myself not to, then I got back into the habit of being a late night snacker. And I'm like I mentioned all the time, I'm that hand to mouth. I love that hand to mouth, you know, like a pudding and applesauce, the popcorn. That is what one of my downfalls is. And so I need something that is on plan that I can enjoy. Now I know there are things, but we each make different things, and some are failures, some are not. And I've made some that have been failures, but I do need to make a snack list. I need to have like drive-through Sue snacks that I can just grab. You know, it can't always be nuts, it can't always be something heavy, you know, and I don't want it to be cheese sticks anymore. So, and you know, late at night if I'm cold, I don't want a shake either. I don't want a slushie. That's in the summertime, those things are gonna hit the spot. But right now I need something warm, and a hot drink, a fuel pull like latte really isn't gonna do it. I need like food. So that's where I think those superfood chews really will help. And I need to bake more Trim Healthy Mama breads. I need to make more of those Wonder Wraps. I need to make more, I need to make that bread more often. I need to try the Swiss bread. I tried that microwave one, that Nuke's Queen's bread. It was a total failure. I'm like, I'm not wasting my ingredients again on that one. But when I bake something in the oven, it always turns out. So the wonderful white Blender bread, I need to make that more often so I can have that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Because like last night when I went to bed, I made popcorn and I had a buy drink, and I have snack sizes of the skinny pop. Is that what? That's not the skinny. It's the lady, the one of the skinny that's got a lady on it. Whatever, Mrs. Skinny. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. I can't remember what it's called right now. But I had a snack pack of that popcorn so I wouldn't overeat it, because popcorn I could eat like a bowl this big, you know. But I totally lost track what I was trying to say. Oh, my children had made peanut butter jelly sandwiches for a snack before they went to bed. So on the counter is this jar of jelly and the jar of peanut butter and this loaf of bread. And that was one of the things that I fell into before. I would make 2 or 3, fold them in half and eat them and go to bed. That would be my snack. Those were like, well, I've already lost, or I've already gained weight, you know, what's a couple more pounds is how I was looking at it. But I'm looking at it going, oh, I want one so bad. So if I had that wonderful white Blender bread, I could toast up 2 pieces, and I can make on-plan peanut butter and the Slim Belly jelly and make it. So Claire, why aren't I not doing it? I don't know. But that's what I need to do. I need to bake more of the breads for that reason alone right there. And I can even do the Swiss breads, because one recipe makes 2 little biscuit-sized pieces, and I could toast them and make 2 little sandwiches out of that too. All right, next I have a couple more. So I need to stop making excuses as to why I cheat. The lies I tell myself need to stop. Yeah, that's the biggest thing that the Lord opened my eyes to. I'm so thankful that the Lord opened my eyes to so much on this fuel cycle. I gave myself excuse after excuse after excuse as to why it's okay to eat all these different foods. And you know, God made a lot of these foods so they're not evil foods. They're just not really good for weight loss. Like, even though the podcast came out, we're like, oh, have some honey, have some white potatoes. I'm like, no, I got 30 pounds to lose. I'm not going to be eating white potatoes. You will not be seeing white potatoes on any of my menu plans anytime soon. Maybe for the children, but not for me. I need to lose weight. Like they say, it's not my season yet. I'm not going to be eating white potatoes right now. I'm going to stick to my sweet potato single serve things, because those things are amazing. So, but that's what I need to do. Stop making excuses. And like last night, I could have totally had that sandwich. And I said, nope, you know, so I made popcorn and had a drink. Personal choices are going out the door. This is going to be the hardest thing besides the dairy, is my personal choices. I went out, I talked about it last year. We cheat and we eat off-plan foods and foods that are not good for us in the name of personal choice. We eat ingredients that are not meant for our human bodies. God did not create these things. And we use it as an excuse. It's personal choice. Well, personal choice is not on plan. Yes, it's personal choice. You can eat whatever you want to. I have. I've eaten things in the name of personal choice for 3 years now. And look where it's gotten me. I'm heavier than I was when I first started. No, I'm not heavier. I'm heavier from when I moved here. So I'm no longer going to eat food in the name of personal choice. Last thing that I'm going to change is I'm only going to eat on-plan foods. I'm going to do my best to only eat on-plan foods. If we get invited over to somebody's house for dinner and, you know, they make lasagna with regular noodles or spaghetti with regular noodles, I'm just going to eat it. I'm not going to sit there, oh, I can't eat this because it's not on plan for Trim Healthy Mama. So what? I'm thankful I have to make that food, you know. If somebody takes us out to eat to some place, you know, I'm going to do my best to find something, you know, that is on plan. But the food that I make, that we make and eat in our house, are going to be on plan. They just are. And that's what I'm going to do. Those are the things that I'm going to change, and I've already started to change. in the last couple of weeks since my fuel cycle. Now I will have another recap. I did step on the scale again last week, because I stepped on a Monday. Today's Saturday, so I probably won't step on the scale again until Monday. But yeah, I got my cycle, so my body went through some changes, as we all do, and the scale was up. So I was like, oh, that's why, you know, like when I stepped on it, I'm like, what's going on? And then, you know, oh, that's why. So I'm not worried about it at all. I mean, I was like, at first I was like, oh man, what did I do? But then I realized, okay, that's what it was. So this next week, I'm hoping to step on the scale, see how much I weigh, and then leave it at that for at least another 2 weeks, because I'm not one of those people that have to step on the scale all the time. I'm going to try to go every 2 weeks and see if I can go as long as a month. I don't think I'll be able to, because if I eat constantly on plan and do well, then I'm going to want to see my progress. And I haven't noticed any changes in any of my clothing, so that, you know, 5 pounds really isn't going to do that just yet. So I'm hoping that my face will thin out some, you know, this part of us. And yeah, my biggest problem is my hips and my backside right now. I have some clothes that I can't wear because of that, you know. Raise your hand, you probably do too. But that's what I'm going to work on. And I know I don't exercise. I got to figure out what to do about exercise. I've had such knee and ankle problems lately that I haven't. I had that, what's that thing that your heel, not heel spurs, that plantar's fasciitis or something. I can't remember what it's called. I've been dealing with that for almost like a year now, and didn't know what it was for the first few months, but it's almost gone. It's like 95% gone. If you're interested in how I fix that, I'll let you know in another video. I'll do a complete another video on that one too, but let me know in the comments if you want to know about that. But that prevented me from walking, exercising, because every time I walked it hurt, you know. And so my knees are just so achy, you know. I'm not 20 anymore, so I got to realize all this stuff, you know, and I need reading glasses. Oh, so yeah. But anyway, I'm going to leave it all at that. That's what I'm going to leave it at. I hope that I encouraged you through some things that I've learned. I hope that this can help you not fall into the traps that I fell into, that you can eat on plan and your body will be healthy. I mean, God commands us in the Bible, you know, that we need to be healthy. We need to take care of our temples. If you're a child of God, you know, your body is a temple. God lives in you, and we need to take care of it. Not only because God commands it in the Bible, but also we need it to be healthy for our families. Whether we have young children, teenagers, or adults, or we're married or not, we need to be healthy. And for, if not our own family, for others that we work with and around and influence. Somebody might be watching you and you don't even know it. So I'm going to leave it at that. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys coming back and helping me get past 3,000, and make sure you share this video if it was helpful to you. Share it on your social media, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of when new videos come out in the future. So I'm going to be sharing some more Trim Healthy Mama and a few little homeschool things in the near future, so keep a lookout for all of that. And I will see you next time. Be a blessing, everyone.